happy to see you.
It is so amazing to actually be here with you. You have no idea how happy I am to be connecting with you.
Well, I feel the same because this virtual reality is quite interesting, no? And we're having to get used to it a little bit.
I'm trying.
I'm trying too, and I don't have the setup. I don't have the tripod, the lighting, so I'm just gonna have to go with it. But it's not about me today. It's about you, and I'm so excited to see you. I'm so touched that you would take the time out of your very, very busy schedule. I know that you have been talking to people all over the world. I've watched you so much lately talking to people in Russia and Mexico and Brazil and all over. And I just want to say thank you for taking the time to join me and to join our viewers today, because of course I have a lot that I want to talk to you about. And I'm just so happy to see you. My heart.
I cannot wait. I am so happy to see you. You have no idea.
Well, so I can't wait to.
How is my Dylan?
Dylan's amazing. She graduated. She's doing so well. We're just so
Send her my love.
I will. Thank you for asking. And I hope you
and the puppy as well.
Yes, I hope your family is doing well. But I want to jump into this because there's so many people that want to know about you. And of course, I've worked with you for a couple of years. And I feel so fortunate to have been introduced to you by our dear friend, Michael Canali.
Yes.
And I just remember that I was going to visit Michael a few times and I would see The Divine Doctor, one of your many books. If people don't know, Dr. Levry has published many books, as well as being a musician and composer. And I just remember flipping through a couple of these books and reading about your family lineage, but just your divine wisdom. So I guess I want to start, if you could share with everybody a little bit about yourself and how you knew that you possessed this gift of this divine wisdom and insights, and who were your teachers, and how did you get to where you are today, sharing with the world?
Oh, this is a beautiful question. I have to acknowledge I am here today because of all the mystics, all the great mystics who came before me, all of the amazing masters who have been coaching me, because of their love and sacrifice, I am here today. So who I am today is the result of all the support that they've brought into who I am. And from the mystics who inspired me, to those who supported me, to the people who made a difference in my life. And at a very, very young age, I was already groomed into spirituality. So I was born into a spiritual family. So spirituality was my breakfast, spirituality was my lunch, spirituality was my dinner. So it was is growing up surrounded by nothing but mystic and spirituality. And yes, and so at a young age, my life was already touched in so many ways. And all I wanted to do is be able to touch as many lives as I could, the same way my life was touched. I wanted to be able to extend that wisdom in order to make a difference in other people's life. I realized that it doesn't matter who we are and where we come from, or what we look like. What matters is how much of a difference we can make in other people's life. Ultimately, spirituality, the best way to express our spirituality is to serve others, is to make a difference in other people's life. The best way to express our spirituality is to reach, just try to take care of someone who's falling apart. The best way for us to express our spirituality is to wipe the tears of a crying person. The best way to express our spirituality is to feed someone who doesn't know where the next meal is coming from. It is to strengthen people, to relieve the suffering of the world. So it's been quite amazing and quite joyful to be of service.
Well, I want to thank you for all of the service that you have given so many people over the years. And I want to thank you for imparting that wisdom on us, because it's something that seems so simple to be of service. It's something that we all have some form of suffering in our lives, unfortunately. And I know for me personally that, whether it's fear, anxiety, or stress, and what's going on in everyday life or in the current events of the world, I find that tapping into my Nam family, and doing my mantras and my mudras and having that support is really everything. And I think a lot of times maybe people don't feel supported. Um, I want to know, because because working with you and reading your books and practicing Nam for a while now, you talk a lot about spiritual logic. And I know, again, there's so many different ways for people to obtain and access their spirituality. And really what I love about what you're saying is that, yes, there is all of that, but it really is truly of being of service. So how can people access what you call this spiritual logic? And if you could explain that a little bit and tell people simple ways that they can access it and simple ways that they can be of service.
The entire spirituality eventually leads to the experience of love. Nothing is as powerful as love. The Creator is the manifestation of love. So love is the manifestation of the Spirit of the Creator. And when we love, we manifest the divine in us, which is the loving is a divine impulse. And when we start serving is an extension of love, because love gives, service gives. There is no love without sacrifice, and there is no sacrifice without love. So the way that love that I'm speaking about it comes after you start serving others. Yes, it is true that we have to do something about the state of the world. We have to change our world. We have to make our world better. But to make our world better, we have to embrace the reality of love. In order for us to make our world better, we have to change ourselves. By changing ourselves, we'll change the world, which means by changing our thought, changing our feelings, changing the way we speak, changing our action, changing our attitude, we're changing ourselves. When we make those better, we're changing the world, because we're changing our reality. When we make all of these aspects of us better, we improve. But the hardest fight is facing ourselves.
Yes.
It is so hard for us to face ourselves, because that process, mystic will say, you have to go through a breakdown before you go through a breakthrough. So the easy path, the easiest path, is to focus on someone else. By serving someone, it's the shorter path, but it's a curved line. The curved line to the goal is by serving others. Because the moment if you want to help yourself, you have to help others, because it's impossible to help others without helping yourself. So when you serve others, you're actually serving yourself. But when you start serving others, you embrace the reality of love. Why do you have to embrace the reality of love? Because we are emotional entities. We're born to love and be loved. As human beings, we thrive on love. When we are full of love, it's like a flower that is receiving the light of the sun. We're growing and we're expanding beautifully. So love is the ingredient that we need. So the entire experience of spirituality or life, we're born to learn to love. And we die in order to learn not to hate. Even when we leave the world, we have to have express action of love. We get rid of everything we have accumulated. When we're younger, we accumulate tons of stuff, everything. And then when it's time to go, we have to get rid of everything. We give everything, which is an action of love. But why is that love important? Because love allows us to find our center. Love allows us to be nourished. Why? Love is the mother of life. In the beginning of life, we have love. It is love that gave birth to the cosmos. It's love that gives birth to life. Love is the purest essence of truth. And truth is the highest image of love. And the supreme intelligence, which they call the creator, the master of the universe, the great architect of the universe, manifests himself or itself, or she manifests herself as love, infinite wisdom, infinite truth. So as love, we get our life. So love is the opposite of life. And wisdom gives us light so we can find our way. Because where there is light, you cannot find darkness. And the truth is for freedom. The truth shall set you free. But no one can understand wisdom and truth without love, because wisdom and truth are contained within love. So love is a source of life. Love is a source of light. So life, warmth. Our heart needs warmth. Because the human heart wants to love and be loved. The human heart cannot live without love. The only thing that makes the heart happy is love. That warmth can be found in love. Love is a source of strength. It's a source of health for those who are ailing. And it's a source of beauty. I say it is difficult for a person to be ugly when they love, because love brings out your radiance. Love is the mother of light, so it just fills you up with a lot of light. So once you embrace love, you are nourishing your heart, which is the root of your life. That's the root, because a human cannot live without the heart. But the human heart cannot live without love. Love put wings on the human heart, so the human heart can fly to the heavens and back.
It's so beautiful, Dr. Levry, because truthfully, you know, there are so many poems and songs, and I can just think of love is all you need. And it truly is, I guess, like you said, the root of everything, and it is infinite because it is this infinite cycle. It is why we were brought here, to experience that, to transcend that, because we do, as humans, often incur so many obstacles along the way. And it is fascinating to me when you see a baby and they come into this world and they're automatically, you know, laughing and smiling, and children, they're so filled with love and they're so filled with light. And I really think it's so important right now, well, every day in life, but as you know, what's going on in the world right now, to just cultivate this love, to cultivate this love more than ever. So jumping ahead, because while we're talking about love, I know that you have put together this global campaign and this initiative on the 31st of May called Love Heals. And I want to know a little bit more about this in your words, because we've been working together on this, and we really want to bring together everybody from across the world with a simple message that love heals. And there's this fantastic song that we need to put together that I wake up every day and I'm singing, love heals the heart, love heals the mind. It's so beautiful. It's so touching. But I want our viewers to know a little bit more about this initiative and this global healing and meditation that you're putting together.
Okay, there are three kinds of people. There are those who make things happen. There are those who watch things happen. And then there are those who don't know what happened. We have to make things happen, because we're being faced with this global pandemic. it is a major challenge for the earth. The virus is kind of new on the planet. The medical community is trying to find an answer. The medical community is trying to find an answer. They are still searching for it. And when we are faced with such a challenge, all that is left is to fall upon the highest vibration there is in the entire cosmos, and that is love. And what we're doing is we have to act. We need to embrace, we need to take our future in our own hands. And love is the key and the door to so many problems, because it's the master key that finds its pathway, because it gives birth to light. And where there's light, the pathway just happens. Love is that which makes the creator himself mellow, because the creator is nothing else but love. So we are going to bring the love that is in our heart together on that day. All of us, with friends, it's important for us to come together. Now, the Institute of Noetic Science, hopefully I remember correctly, if the square root of 1% of the world populations, which means we have about 7.8 billion people on the earth, the square root of 1% of 7.8 billion people come together, which means roughly 8,831 or roughly 9,000 people. If 9,000 people come together, 9,000 hearts come together, and then focused their intentions on love and positivity, they have the capacity to impact the entire collective consciousness. They have the capacity to shift human behavior. They have the capacity to affect physical reality, to create the platform for physical reality to be affected. In essence, we can come and together create a field of energy, such powerful, it's like an explosion, a powerful explosion of love and light that is to be released in the entire universe through the collective consciousness. We are using the law of vibrational, which what we're doing is through the lowest vibration, we are impacting the highest vibration possible. And the human spirit is so powerful. It's important for us to realize we are made in the image and likeness of the Creator. We have to remember that we are spiritual substance. And as spiritual substance, we truly cannot be limited. We are made as a perfect idea of the Creator, an incarnation of the perfect idea of the Creator. We are the manifestation of the divine spirit, which is limitless. And it's one thing to know that. It's another thing to actually put that in action.
Well, wouldn't you say, I'm sorry to interrupt you, wouldn't you say, because you talk about vibration, wouldn't you say it's another thing to feel it? Isn't that a part of that is invoking that feeling is what shifts the energy around you, because you have the thoughts, the feelings, and then the actions, and that's what sends out, like quantum physics, that's what sends out the energy to the world. And they've done satellite pictures over the last 3 months of all these global meditations where you can see this field of golden energy in certain areas where it's so high. And so I want to try to get...
You are so right, because your feelings, nothing is as powerful as human feelings. Because how you feel can make you or break you. Because every feeling is a prayer. When you're feeling, you're praying. And every time you direct your feeling spiritually and intelligently, the Creator moves.
I have goosebumps. I have goosebumps because the truth of the matter is we don't always feel good.
Yes.
So how would you say to people to not let their thoughts control their feelings,
Yes.
right?
It's important for them not to let the thought control their feelings. It's extremely important. But the law is very simple. And I will share this here today. It is such a joy, you know, to be speaking with you, Carol. It's just amazing. Now, you can control your feelings. All that you have to remember, one has to remember is this. The mind, the human mind always follows the breath. But if one can control the breath, if you can control the breath, you can control the mind. But what is more interesting is this. Once you control your breath, you will control your physiology. The breath, when your breath becomes rhythmic, because there are two laws in nature, the laws of sound and the laws of rhythm. Sound is the mother of nature, and rhythm is the father of nature. When you bring rhythm, which is the father of nature, to your breath, and because the sound of your breath is the voice of your soul, by bringing rhythm to your breath, your voice, the voice of your soul, becomes soul healing. Once you control your breath, you control your physiology, you control your biorhythm. Once you control your physiology, your biorhythm, you control your emotional life. The moment you control your emotional life, because you've been able to control your physiology and your biorhythm, you control your feelings. Once you control your feelings, then your heart starts having a loving relationship with your brain, which means your heart starts sending to the brain through the vagus nerve the most healing impulses. As a result, it activates your frontal lobe, and then it gives you what they call emotional intelligence. As a result, you do not sabotage yourself. You don't act in a way to sabotage yourself. You don't think in a way to sabotage yourself. You don't feel in a way to sabotage yourself. There must be an harmonious relationship between your heart and your brain, to the point where you start thinking with your heart and feeling with your brain.
Wow. Wow. It's so powerful, Dr. Levry. I think I'm probably asking more questions for the viewers because, again, having worked with you and studied and read, it's still for me a daily journey and practice. It's never ending.
Yes.
Such is life, right?
Yes, yes, it
Such
is.
is life. So, if I can just recap on that for our viewers, making a daily devotion to love oneself, be of service to others, to stay connected to the infinite, which is the cycle of life from creator, from our experience here as humans. The way to stay connected is through the breath.
Yes.
And almost to visualize this ongoing loop where you're thinking with the heart.
This is so beautifully said.
With the mind. So I'm envisioning this cycle, and I lose track of that sometimes. I want the viewers to know that. I want them to know that the relatability here is that yes, it takes work and it takes devotion, it takes practice. But that's why I love Nam, and that's why I love Shakti Nam, because I love the mantras, I love the mudras. Even if I do it for 5 minutes, or if I do sometimes the whole hour, or the women's class, or the 30 minutes, it's so important because the power of the tongue,
Yes,
the
the
vibration,
divine sit at the tip of our tongue.
yes. And that's what was my next question to you, is that I know that you often say that your words are your wands.
Yes, your words are so powerful because in the beginning was the word. Nothing is as powerful as word, because the words are vibratory. Word create vibrations. Vibration generate atom, they create atoms, and atoms generate life. And we're using sacred word because of sound vibrations. And sound ruled the universe. Nothing is as powerful as that. So you can direct the word. When our speech becomes divine, then our thinking process becomes divine. And then our mental attitude is then manifested in every aspect of our lives. So by vibrating the sacred word, we not only have a chance to regulate our breath, and since the mind always follows the breath, we then come in control of the mind. And as a result of that, we start controlling various aspects of what's going on within ourselves, feelings and all that stuff. And then we start controlling our reality. The idea is for us not to be victim of the past.
Well, this is my next question to you. Breaking, I'm sorry, I have so many questions because I want people to understand, is breaking the karma, breaking those negative patterns. It's an ancient practice. It is an ancient practice, no? So
yes.
Through prayer, through that connection, breaking these genetic codes and this karma and releasing the negativity. Again, is there a simple way to explain that?
Yes, you can. We, for example, this time give us a chance, because of the physical distance, we may feel like we have to work on ourselves. But this is the best time to release the past. This is the best time, the expression is, this is the best time to let go of the angels so you can receive the archangels. This is the best time to clean the stain of the past and then create a platform in order to embrace the future for all that it is and all that it can be. And this is the time. This is the time. There is no more precious time than this. It's time for us to, we can just clean the house. We have to just make sure we remove everything we don't need, keep what we need, and then just clean the whole thing, and then create our own reality. And the way to disconnect from the past is by, through the practice, through the breath, you start paying attention to your thought. The moment you pay attention to your thought, you pay attention to your feelings, you pay attention to your word, you pay attention to your action, you pay attention to your attitude, you are meditating. That's the most powerful meditation available, because by paying attention to your thought, you can watch yourself. Then you become the watcher and then the watched. In the process, you are developing consciousness. And as a result, you're starting to disconnect from the past.
You're right.
Because when you develop consciousness, you increase your light. And everywhere you increase your light, you progressively disconnect from the past, because the past can only manifest through your thought, your feelings, your word, your action, and your attitude. Once you pay attention to those, you're disconnecting. You're becoming the captain of your life. You're becoming the master of your destiny.
The master of your destiny, the master of your universe. Your thoughts become your reality.
Yes.
There's so many wonderful sayings about that, and it is so true. And mindfulness. Yes. Mindfulness. And I often find that, I know for myself sometimes, well, a lot of times those dark voices will want to come back because they're so habitual. They're so used to being there. And I just have to say, I love you, but you're no longer serving me.
That's beautiful.
And I think it's so much easier said than done, but I find that the more I'm practicing and devoting time to that the easier it is becoming, because it could be something as simple as waking up in the morning and feeling really grumpy because I'm not sleeping so great. But then I can tell myself I can choose to be grumpy. And I can choose to just start my day like this, or I can choose to be happy and be grateful, because you also say, if you opened your eyes today, you should be grateful.
You are so right.
One of the lucky ones to open
your
eyes.
No, we are. And you, what you said earlier was so beautiful. Like when you embrace with love, everything you embrace with love, because love, the moment you merge with love, love stops karma. Love is the fastest way to move away from karma. Where there is love, you cannot find karma. Why? Because love is the creator, and the creator is above karma. So when you tell your thoughts, when you use love to face them, and when you do the most important thing you just said, that gratefulness that we are alive, that existential reality, because nothing is more important than being alive. Because it's like yesterday, this morning, some people did not wake up. Yesterday was their last day on the earth. We woke up this morning. That in itself, we have to be grateful for. The moment you have that gratefulness, that thankfulness, it moves you into a different reality. It moves you in your heart. It moves you in love, because the gratefulness always opens the heart. And then God works better through an open heart.
Well, speaking of open heart, again, I'm so excited for all of your wisdom, and I'm so excited about the Love Heals, the global healing and meditation this weekend. So where I guess maybe I want our viewers to know what they can expect. I mean, really for that day, what we're hoping is that people, whatever it means, their picture, their video they want to do, but just to post, because I had said a couple of weeks ago, I said, imagine a day where you were on social media and all you saw was love.
Carolyn, that was the best, best. It is one of my favorite quotes coming from you.
Well,
it is so powerful.
Thank you, but it's really it's a collective. It was really
Yes.
It's all of us. It's when all of us were on the phone together and we were talking about this, and I just said, I can feel it, I can imagine it, because oftentimes with social media, it's so misleading, especially in my career, because part of that is portraying this image of beauty and like endorsements, and I'm so grateful to be able to do that. But the other side of that is that social media, again, with a lot of media in the world, and the pain and the trauma and all of these negative emotions, just imagine what it would be like to have a day where when you were scrolling through your social media and all you saw was love.
Oh, wow.
And I think it's the most powerful thing, and I'm so excited about this Love Heals campaign, and I'm so grateful that you're initiating this along with a lot of other people. So who else is going to be joining you in this global healing meditation? And then what else can we expect because we can register and it's free to
Yes.
join you. So
it's open to everyone. We have so many people from all walk of life who are joining, because it's about love. It is about love heals. We're coming together to do something that is positive, something that is good, something that is healing for the earth, for everyone. And we're coming together to change our molecular vibration. We're coming together to raise our frequency, and in so doing, do the same for the earth. We're coming together in order to create a field effect of harmonic coherence, in order to affect the collective, and then try to just remove the disturbances, create a platform for disturbances to start, giving us a chance for the light to prevail. So it is all of us. We should call our friends and loved one. It's just about love, because there's nothing like love. There's nothing beyond love. There's nothing above love. Love is the key and the door to most of the problem that the earth, is being faced with. And we have to use this high vibration that is known in the entire cosmos, that is love. That unconditional love, that love which gives, that love which heals, that love which is the source of life and light. We need light to prevail. And that day is a day of togetherness. That day we are realizing that we're coming together to realize that we all belong. Each one of us is a link in the entire human chain. And the strength of that chain is based upon the weakest link. Therefore, by taking care of the weakest link, by taking care of each link, we're taking care of ourselves, within the entire human chain. And then nothing does this better than love. Because where there is love, there's life. Where there is love, there's light. Where there is love, there's the divine.
I love you. I'm gonna say that.
I love you, Carolyn. You are amazing.
I love everybody, and I'm looking at some of the comments, and everybody just says how radiant you are, and their smile makes you so happy.
I am so, you have no idea how happy I am to be with you here. It's just, it is such a joy, you know, it's incredible. Yeah.
It really is. And I also keep saying to Renata, one of our friends, you know, Renata, who's probably there with you. Hi, Renata. How I can't wait for us to all be together in the room, because one of, you know, my experiences doing the master class, which I think is tonight, right? There's a master class tonight.
Yes.
I'm so excited about that, because again, it's so much about the collective.
Yes.
So, and a lot of us are isolated right now, and we're alone. And there's some people who really are alone. They're not with their family. They're not with other people. And what advice can you give those people? I mean, I could say that listening to your music and reading your books and doing the meditations really helped me. Are there any other ways that people who are feeling this isolation and feeling alone, that they can feel more connected and more empowered?
Yes, I will just give a simple meditation. Very simple. It's all they have to do is just rub their hands vigorously and then put hands in the center on the middle of the chest. In this posture, they're connected, because your left hands correspond to love, your right hand to wisdom. And then you're bringing them where your truth is.
To your heart.
Yeah, to your heart. And in this posture, you will listen to the I am. So before, you wanted to use the breath in order to shift a little bit the chemistry of the blood. So you will take very quickly, full breath, not slow but quickly, because you want to shift the awareness. This is how it's going to be. You inhale full, segmented full through the nose, and exhale out through the mouth once, for like even 1 minute. This way, like this. And then you push the breath out through the mouth, pulling the navel in. And then. So for a minute of this practice, and then stay there, yeah, in this posture for the rest of the time, and just simply listen to I am, which is, yes, I am.
It's the words I am are so powerful. Again,
Yes.
because talking about the vibration, it's when you say I am with anything. That's why I try not to say I'm SORRY too much. I could say I apologize.
Yes.
I apologize, but
Yes.
right? But that ancient wisdom again behind the power of the word I am.
I am is so powerful. Because usually when we say I am, we usually put something, the next I am becomes something that is not work, just something that sabotages us. Or maybe, so we have to, when you say I am, and then the next one is I am, the next I am means I am the divine. I am the divine thing. I am, and the next I am was I am a divine being. I am a child of the divine. So it is the highest manifestation of who you are, as the manifestations of the divine spirit, which is limitless. That second I am make us tap into that limitlessness, which eventually is the manifestation of love, and then that love which give birth to limitless light. So that's what it is, and it is so much more. And that's what Moses gave. It was received on Mount Sinai when it asked the divine, what should I say? We should call you. And the divine said, tell them my name is I am. This is how I would like to be known for generation to generation. So when you say I am, you're dialing the full number of the Creator. And he has no other choice but to answer in your heart. And you will feel your heart blooming like a flower that is open with through the rays of the sun. It is incredible.
And we should all feel that way. I feel like
Yes,
it's our birthright to feel that way and to transcend. That is one reason we're here on this earth, is to transcend, to be of service to others. I want everybody to know really quickly that they can get this music on
yes.
rootlight.com. I've talked about it a lot before in other lives. Is rootlight.com. You can get all this incredible music, because one thing that people might not know about you, um, yes, you were born with this gift and you were born into this family and you were a chosen one from the mystics to study and to learn and to convey, and we're also grateful. But also, you are a musician and you create all this music based on science. And
Yes.
I want people to know that you have worked with Memorial Sloan Kettering. You have worked with hospitals based on the science, the vibration of healing sound and music.
Yes,
So
indeed.
it's so important for people to know that there have been doctors and
Yes.
scientists that are studying this music and these compositions, this music that you're composing.
You're completely right. It's the truth. Yes, some of the music has been tested in one of the very famous hospital in New York, the cancer hospital in New York City, in order to help children with cancer and reduce the pain of children with cancer by just listening to it. It's incredible what can be done with music. Music is the language of love. Music is vibration. Music is the language of the heart. Music is the frontier between the spiritual world and the divine world. It's a transformer of energy. And it is amazing what can be done with music. And it's just, having you talk about music just brings just joy in my heart.
Oh my gosh, it brings joy in my heart because I listen to it. I
Yeah.
listen to it, and I think I want the viewers to know too, that there are ways that they can access the music. And yes, you can join the master class tonight, which is wonderful because again, it's all about community and it's all about sharing, and we all need to find ways to make ourselves feel better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's chocolate,
Yeah.
sometimes you know sometimes it's not always really great things, but I
Yeah.
do want people to know that this community is there, and it's so important because I guarantee you, and I can attest to this, doing these master classes and feeling the energy and the vibration. You don't have to be in the room there. This virtual reality, it's possible because we're all kind of transmuting it to one another, but
Yeah.
then you learn to cultivate it on your own. So I'm just so grateful.
Yeah. It is so amazing. Connection is the key. People have to connect. Connection is an extension of love. By connecting, when then we connection is a way to rise above the isolations. And whether we're connecting inside internally or externally by making a difference in someone's life, by saying to a loved one or someone we know how much we love them, or by just extending to them our loving kindness. And we can use this time to, with word, the words can be a connector. We can use word to uplift others. We can use word to enliven other people. We can use word to strengthen people. This is the best time to sometimes use words in order to strengthen our loved ones, our friends, in order to breathe life into them. Yes, connection is so important. Internal and external connections. Nothing is as we have to connect. That will completely just cause us to rise above the isolations.
I love it. There's so many people are writing in saying thank you for the positive vibes. Thank you, Dr. Levry. That people are asking questions about what time they can join the master class. Again, I want everybody to know that the 31st, just a few days away, you can join in this powerful, powerful movement that's going to be across the world.
Yes.
That is going to be across the world, and
Yes.
join, and you can go and register. And where is that registration? Is that on NOM? Is that on Root Light, or is it just?
Love heals that world.
Yes, I should know that by now.
Oh, I should know that too. It took
I
me a
should
long
know
time.
that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this event. I'm
Yeah,
so
love
excited.
heals that world.
Dr. Levry, is there, I mean, we have about 10 minutes left. Is there anything anything else that you want our viewers to know?
Oh,
I know that there's so much you want to know.
this is such a sweet questions. All I would like them to know is the time has come for us to move away from everything that divides us so that we may realize how interconnected we are all. We may embrace the reality of unconditional love. This is a time for us to move beyond the false illusion of separateness, and expand our sense of identity, because as human, we have a tendency to help people we identify with. And if we identify with our loved ones, we help our loved one. If we identify with our community, we help our community. If we identify with our country, we help our country. If we identify with the continent, we help the continent. If we identify with the world, then we realize that we are part of this world family. So we have to extend our sense of identity, expand it, go beyond the limitation of identity, and then realize that it's a world family. You realize that we have to open our heart and become this channel of love so that we may make a difference in other people's lives, because everyone in our environment, everybody around us are an extension of our environment. And if we make our environment happy, we will be happy. If we make our environment healthy, we will be healthy. Our environment is an extension of us. Everyone in our environment is an extension of us. And that is one of the greatest power ever, the environment. By spreading love, by opening our heart, spreading love and spreading our joy, the world, what would the world be like?
Oh
Can
my
you
gosh.
imagine the world?
Oh, I'm just trying to imagine it for a day. But imagine, right? Do unto others as they do unto you. And I think that's, you know, a lot of times, right? It's from people's own pain. It's from people's
Yes.
pain that they create suffering because they themselves are suffering. And
Yes.
I want a world, and I dream of a world where we can all burn through that yuck and that negativity, and that we can burn through and we can live in a place of love and kindness. And like you said, realize that we're all interconnected. We're all
Yeah.
interconnected with nature, and we can get to a place for the reverence for nature, because that's such a gift. I mean, really, however we got here, we were given everything we need,
Yes.
right?
We need nature. It's incredible. That love is so needed. You know, it's even extending loving kindness to others. When you extend loving kindness to a person, you strengthen their immune system, and then you raise the feel-good hormone. You strengthen your own immune system, and you raise your feel-good hormone. The observer's immune system is strengthened, and their feel-good hormone will go up. It's amazing. So when you extend loving kindness, it will heal you, heal the receiver, heal the observer. So a world of love, can you imagine, Carolyn? It would be incredible.
I hope that that's happening right now, and I really hope that everybody can understand the simplicity in that.
Yes.
And I think that this interview has been so insightful. I always continue to learn from you, but I learned so much today. The only difference is I don't have my notebook today, making notes like I was on Saturday. But I'm so excited for the 31st, and I'm going to be sure to put all of the links in my bio, and I'm going to post daily in my stories, and everybody I hope can follow Dr. Levry, because I'm not the only one who's interviewing him and talking to him. And I love I just love you, and I love everything you're doing, and I just want to say thank you.
I have to thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for lighting the way for others. Thank you for letting your light shine so beautifully. Thank you for being this candle of love, of peace and light. Thank you for everything that you stand for. I love you, Carolyn.
I love you. I love you, and thank you. And I want to thank everybody truly for joining today. And we have a lot of work to do, light work.
Yes. I send my love to your listeners. Thank you.
I love you. Thank you so much for
Love
today.
you.
Thank you, Renata.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mwah.
I love you.
I love you.